Welcome to the APTA Grand Prix Tour presented by our national sponsors Viking and Uline. We are live at the Philadelphia Cricket Club on the APTA network presented by eNet Live. I'm Jerry Viant along with Lauren Mandel and Lisa Rudloff, and we're about to see the women's final between the number 3 seeds, Liz Cruz, who is the Director of Racket Sports at the Patterson Club, and Miriam Warner, her partner, and her twin sister, who is a rackets professional at the Indian Hill Club, and they're playing against the number 2 seeds, Hanisch, who is the rackets professional at the Westchester Country Club, and her partner Annika van Starrenburg, who lives in Bedford, New York, and they were the national champions in 2017. So Lauren, we have an exciting match. Why don't you take us through the players?
Okay, on the near side of the court on your screen are Liz Cruz and Miriam Warner, and if they look similar to you, that's because they're twins. On the deuce court is Miriam Warner, and she and her sister play very similar games. They both really move the ball around well. They do everything well. They're quick. They're smart. They place the ball exactly where they want it. On the ad court in the red vest is Liz Cruz, and she's won nationals, and she's really sort of coaching her sister through their first tournament together. On the other side of the court are the national champions of 2 years ago, and on the deuce court is Florentina Hanisch, and she has a big drive, big forehand, and she likes to close into the net, and her partner Annika van Starrenburg swoops across to hit backhands and covers the net with her very long arms and makes the court look very small. And I'm looking forward to a really good match today.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the draw. See how the players got here. And Lisa, you want to talk us through that?
All right, in their first match, Hanisch van Starrenburg had against Lyon and Sakura. Looked like a tight first set, but it looks like they figured out what their strategy was and won that second set 6-2. In their semifinal match with Garreau and Mollevend, looks like they took them handily. I believe that they played them in the Patterson tournament before and lost to them. So this was
revenge.
Yeah,
it was a sweet revenge.
A little bit of revenge, and
Yep.
It looks like they figured out their plan and talked it out and took that match handily. And now let's take a look at Cruz and Warner in their quarterfinal match with Delmonica Gebbia. Gebbia is just back on the tour. Played with Kerry for a few years before, and now she's back. Again, looks like they had a tough first set, but definitely figured out with that 6-0 victory, 7-6, 6-0 victory. In their semifinal match, which we live streamed yesterday, there was a few bumps in the beginning, and Barrett and Annika did have a good couple games, some runs. They kept it close, but in the end, Cruz and Warner took it 7-4, 6-4, 7-5.
All right, and it's a perfect day for paddle, guys. It is 49 degrees and cloudy. We did have some rain come through this morning, so we pushed the women final back a little bit, but now we've got spectacular weather. And let's take a look at the Viking keys to winning.
So Cruz and Warner have to stop Hanisch van Starrenburg from blitzing. That's their play. That's what they love to do. They have to keep them back and keep them off the net as best as they can. They also want to avoid Annika's backhand period, I think, especially the high one, because she just likes to hit down on it and swoop in to the blitz. That's two things they can avoid right there. And they have to stay patient. Their game is frustrating other players by moving the ball around and placing it exactly where they want, and they just have to stay patient and try to take Hanisch van Starrenburg out of their game plan.
Yeah, we'll be watching that, see if they're successful or not, because Hanisch van Starrenburg like to play fast, want those balls, and they're really going to have to buckle down. And Hanisch van Starrenburg,
They are liking the strategy of staying back on their serve. They feel like it's helping them not miss so many serves, trying to get in to make good first volleys, takes the pressure off the first volley, and both Warner and Cruz are such good returners that they're going to continue to do that. And they're going to look for opportunities to create some havoc in transition. If they stay back and Cruz and Warner try to come in, they're going to try to make them miss that transition volley, which is a very tough volley. And they're also, very importantly, going to try to keep the ball out of the ad side back screen, because Liz Cruz likes to take that ball and hit down on it and drive it, and it's very hard to make that volley. So those are three key points for Hanisch van Starrenburg.
Philadelphia Open.
All right, we have umpire Tom Safford
Beautiful
in the
day
chair.
here in Philadelphia. We have a match between Florentina Hanisch and Annika van Starrenburg. They will be playing Liz Cruz and Marion Warner. Florentina and Annika won the toss. They've elected to receive.
No surprise there on the electing to receive.
When you're ready, ladies. Pick a good ball. We'll use that ball for 7.
Yep, they will be changing the balls every 7 games. All right, so this is obviously there's no head-to-head record because the sisters, this is the first national ranking tournament that they've played together, and you will hear a lot of chatter. Liz Cruz is 10 minutes older than her sister, and she is the leader on the court. She's also a national champion. Miriam Cruz is a national ranked player, but she's Warner, sorry, but she's not won a national ranking tournament, so she's really taking the cues from her sister, and you will see there is a lot of communication.
Yesterday, I thought Liz Cruz was going to be exhausted at the end of the first set of her quarterfinal match because she was talking her sister through every single point, and you know what? She did a really good job of it.
So Liz Cruz is serving and staying back. Cruz is in the red vest. And that's the play that Hanisch van Starrenburg are going to look for every single time. Bring the ball down low with one of them going in behind.
They said they started this strategy yesterday with the sun because it was so difficult to see, and it worked so well in their semifinal match that they,
yes, they're very enamored of it now.
Right, and they decided to do it on the non-sunny side, and it worked for them.
15 all.
So both teams are going to be keeping it away from the ad side backcourt. Be interesting to see where the safe spot is, where they pick to put that overhead. And there you see the strategy of Floor Hanisch going in behind the ball and Annika staying back.
There's that backhand we were talking about.
Yeah.
She takes it so early and gets so far up into the court.
Right. Like you said, she's very imposing. It's a little scary seeing that on the other side.
Wow.
Great play. Wow.
So you can see it really changes the look of the court. So where do you go?
Where do you put the ball?
Floor Hanisch is sitting on top of the net, so she's going to try to pick off any ball that is high, and hopefully the play is to let the low balls go through, even though she could volley it, just let those low balls go through, and Annika will take it from the backcourt and try to drive those balls if they're coming in transition. So It's high risk, high reward.
That's the kind of game Hanisch Van Starrenburg want to play. Whack, 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 volley. Game was over in 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. That shot worked yesterday against Warner in that corner when Roxy Anika did that shot to her. So I think that's a really smart play.
So Flora Hanisch is starting. Annika Van Starrenburg staying to her left. She's on the ad court player, so that keeps them in their position without having to switch.
There's that backhand.
And that
There's
was
the
not
swoop.
the play.
There's the play.
Mm-hmm.
Cruz and Warner did well to deflect it. I think Cruz and Warner have decided early on that they want none of this staying back business, that they're going to try to take the net and then worry about the volleys in transition and just try to get up there.
Flora is such a quick, Hanisch is such a quick player. She can get, once she feels that she's got a good stroke, ground stroke, she can get right into the net fast. She doesn't want anything dropping below that net.
40-15.
Tight she is to that net, Hanisch.
All right, so Hanisch Van Starrenburg are off to a quick 2-love lead, and there'll be a lot of chatting here with the sisters. So they're going to play the eye.
Hanisch loves that play, that drop-down drive and blitz into the net. It's one of her signature plays.
Foot fault.
Oh. We saw that yesterday from Marion Cruz. Her front foot inches over the line.
Oh.
See, that's a tough part when to let that ball go through when you're in that mode that you want to hit the volley, and now you're
And it's right to you.
Up.
Yeah, and
You're
it's right to you.
up.
30 all.
30 all.
It's a great spot.
Did a good job to close there. Flora Hanisch took a deep breath and closed, but that was too easy of a drive.
When you hit your overhead into a hard into the backside screen, it really, the advantage goes to the backcourt player. So Miriam Warner's got to get underneath that ball a little bit more. Right now, that's the go-to shot where she's made more errors, Miriam Warner, in this first couple of games than she made in the whole 2 sets yesterday. The speed of play is fast, which favors Hanisch Van Starrenburg. Oh! Got a hold of that one.
It's like a drill.
That one she should have let go, huh? I mean, she made a good volley, but...
See, that's one on that kind of bloopy one. Cruz and Warner should think about coming into net.
Yeah, they've abandoned that a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, on the slower ones that Van Starrenburg is hitting.
Because they're just biding time until Hanisch can eventually do something up there. It's a tough return. That was curved in there.
Hanisch and Van Starrenburg. They lead 3 games
Miriam Warner's
to
getting
love.
caught in those
First set.
in that two-side screen on the rollers.
Did I not say that to them this morning at breakfast? I said she gets caught. Because it was obvious that's what Lauren and Carrie were doing to her.
Hey, Lauren. Just because you muted yourself, she's not muted, so when you talk, it's coming through her.
So everyone just heard what I said?
Whatever you said about breakfast.
It wasn't anything
I
bad.
thought about it. I thought about how bad it was before I actually said it. And
Love 15.
good luck. Bye, everyone.
Okay, so it's Annika Van Starrenburg serving. Floor Hanisch, you can see, is down low at the net. And there's that transition.
Love
A
30.
little fist pump from Liz Cruz. They need a little energy.
All right, there's a window here. Love 30 for Cruz and Warner.
Here we go, getting
here
into that net.
They got the same lineup here. Now Miriam Warner is coming up with her partner. So they started with the one up, one back. And now they're starting to make an adjustment.
Love
They're starting
40.
to change the look of the court. Big serve from Annika Van Starrenburg.
15-40.
5-40.
Wow.
Got a
Great
huge
spin.
kick, huh?
Yeah, that's great
That ball
spin.
hit both those last two serves. Hit the court and broke to the right.
30-40.
That's that
Game,
big
Cruz
backhand
and
volley.
Warner.
That's from the tennis,
and Van
where you just want to go
Starrenburg lead
after
3
that
games to
backhand
1
volley
per set.
rather than taking the pace off of it, and you want to hit that back straight, deep and slow. So Cruz Warner on the board, 1-3. And that's a great angle. Look at Floor Hanisch is up close to net with her partner Annika Van Starrenburg staying back behind her.
That was a wide
Ball's
ball.
out.
And
Love
on the
15.
men's side, we'll give you just an update on a really tough round of 32 with Stulak and Estes are up 4-3 against Gambino and Burka.
Hanisch is being very patient,
Love,
letting those
30.
balls go by. It's forcing Cruz and Warner to really get around Hanisch, which is not an easy thing to do.
I mean, it really does change the look of the court
Right.
completely. Now you're trying to keep it away from the net player.
Right. I'm really enjoying watching this formation. There's that big backhand again by Van Starrenburg. She
15.
loves that shot. She's very tall,
I love
so she's
40.
got reach that much better than most. There's that
Game
blitz
Hanisch and Van Starrenburg.
from Van
They lead
Starrenburg.
4
Again,
games to
tall.
1.
She's a
First
tall
set.
person. Somebody coming in blitzing like that, it's very intimidating. You feel like you have to make a great volley and go around them, and it forces the error.
Yep. Right now, it's all Hanisch Van Starrenburg. And we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Viking Athletics is the premier brand and the undisputed leader in platform tennis. Viking is platform tennis. The Viking Extra Duty Platform Ball has been the #1 selling ball in the industry for the last 20 years. It is the official ball of the APTA Nationals and President's Cup, and of the Grand Prix Tour. Floor Hanisch serving. Again, staying back. Moving up to net. So we've got 3 back and 1 up.
Looks like
15 love.
Liz Cruz is trying to make things happen, and it's not. She likes to develop the points. This is, I think, a difficult formation for them. Great pickup by Cruz.
And I can see a lot of adjustments happening by both teams within the point, which is critical.
30 love.
So when Annika Van Starrenburg was up to net and Floor was back, and Cruz and Warner took over the net, Van Starrenburg dropped back. So took herself out of being a target.
Thirty 15.
Okay.
Thirty all.
There's a slight different formation there with Liz Cruz at the service line and then going in.
40 30.
Do that depending on what kind of a return your partner hits. If you feel comfortable going in, or you can back up. There's that backhand from
40
Cruz
all.
again. Hanisch is hitting that below the net. It's a very difficult shot, but it's one of Liz Cruz's best shots.
That's a great angle. You can see all 4 players. You can see the transition that they're all having to make and adjust to each other. Switching, Floor Hanisch throws up a high lob. They change sides. I mean, really, Lisa, there's so much to look at. That's different, right? This is not how we normally see 2 up and 2 back the whole time. And it's like, wow, what is happening here? nice sequence of deep lobs by Hanisch van Starrenburg, pulling Warner and then Cruz out of the service box.
Van Starrenburg wanted to go back. I think that was the longest point of the match.
Right, and that was more of that point was the traditional 2 up and 2 back.
Right.
It's a little more recognizable there,
Right?
right?
That's what I like to see. There's a little more order, Jerry.
What's happening?
The 1 up, 1 back is a little disorganized for me, from my brain.
No, it's good
But
though.
It's great.
Exciting.
It's exciting because, you know, if you aren't successful with something, you shouldn't be doing the same thing. And they did it right off the bat. And they're up 4-1, Hanisch and Van Starrenburg. That drive by Liz is just really fantastic. It's a very hard thing to do. She holds it very well with a 2-handed backhand. It's very hard to read where 2-handed backhanders are hitting the ball. Also enjoy that double drive sequence when Van Starrenburg hits that drive. Florentina Hanisch hits it as well. You're transitioning, you're a little off balance, and right away Hanisch hits that drive.
A lot of patience here,
they lead
willingness to move that ball around.
Set.
Update from our roving reporter Timo. We've got Stulek Estes have won the first set 6-3 over Gambino Burka. That is a tough round of 32. On the men's side.
Yeah. Some great paddle players on that court. So Hanisch got in that ad court, in the court that she's not normally playing in, and sometimes when she gets stuck there, it looks like she wants to pull the trigger and get out of there a little too fast.
Liz did well to hit that volley back deep and fast at her, kind of sped it up.
Right, and sometimes it's hard when the opponents change sides like that. You try to have to remember, wait, where's their strength? Where's their strength? Good controlled drive by Van Starrenburg. Okay, let's see what their strategy is here. Hanisch is up. They did that seamless switch.
That was a little scary overhead there.
Again, the drive sequence.
Warner serving and staying back.
Good communication, because Hanisch got pulled off a little bit.
You know, all four players, I was just going to say that on your point, Lisa, all four players, there's a lot happening on the court right now. There's a lot of transition paddle, and you've got to be seamless with your partner to pull this off. You can't be hesitating. You've got to know which ball to let go. You've got to know when to throw up the high lob to get your partner, you know, back settled. And all four players, I don't see a hesitation or a miscommunication at all.
And I don't even hear a lot of chatter. They're just doing it. They know. That's a really nice over. Different change pace over, a little higher ball to Liz Cruz's forehand.
So a couple of set points here for Hanisch van Starrenburg.
That's tough.
And
Tough
there
let
it is,
court.
first set.
Game,
6-1. That was
Van
30 minutes of
Starrenburg
excitement.
Yeah.
Six
Like I
games
said, there's
to
a lot
one.
going on here, and it's
like-
really fun to watch. But I think Van Starrenburg and Hanisch had this game plan walking out on the court. They did it from the first point, and they kept doing it. Only every once in a while did they change that formation. But
All right, well, we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network presented by eNet Live.
I'm pulling my way in. Go. Got me anxious, got me broke, but I can't live this on my own.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
All right, so welcome back to the start of the second set. This is the women's final in the Philadelphia Open, the first stop on our Grand Prix tour, and we just saw a red-hot number 2 seeds, Floor Hanisch, Annika van Starrenburg, take the first set 6-1
right.
over Liz Cruz and her sister Miriam Warner. So, Lisa, what do you think Warner and Cruz have to do? Slow this down.
They do. The problem is Van Starrenburg and Hanisch really took them out of their game. Yeah, I think they've got to try to get up to the net a little. They did this. They're up there together. But again, you've got those two big drives by Van
Love
Starrenburg
15.
and Hanisch. It's not necessarily safe. But I think you're right. I think they need to slow this game down and get into their rhythm. I think they are out of rhythm. And I don't think they like that. I don't think Cruz and Warner like that. I think they like the control. But they are really taking them out of their
15 all.
comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the
And-
pressure
yeah.
of Hanisch coming into net. Liz Cruz misses the ball, return a serve wide, trying to keep it away from her.
Right. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not a high percentage shot. They got to give them something different. That's just a tough volley hitting them let
30,
at court.
15.
I think Cruz and Warner should get to the net. Get
I
to the
agree.
net more and try to take that play
Away from them. I agree. And they look like they were.
Because right now with Floor Hanisch at net, Annika van Starrenburg with those
But
razor-like
stuck, but-
ground strokes, they're
Right.
struggling
40,
from the backcourt.
15.
But when you have your partner, when Liz Cruz was at the service line there, Warner should not be driving that ball high. That Liz Cruz is gonna get hit. Got to raise that ball up. Give your partner time to get back to that baseline and start again. There we go. See if they do the pick and stick. Oh, again, they transition seamlessly.
Yeah, Cruz and Warner are just reacting to Hanisch van Starrenburg. Hanisch van Starrenburg are dictating the play.
40, 30.
We were talking yesterday about this formation that Van Starrenburg and Hanisch are in, where Van Starrenburg stays in that ad side behind the server. can set up anywhere you like. Cruz and Warner finding that safe spot right now. They're back up at net.
Yeah, beautiful sequence of lobs
Yes.
by Flo Hanisch out of that deuce side.
Oh, she pushed it.
Ball caught the line. Ball caught the line.
Oh,
Tom Safford.
okay. An overrule.
Overall, umpire's call stands. So deuce, trying to get the edge on this first game.
Yeah. Well, I like the pace of play in this game much better.
For
From Cruz and Warner.
right.
Much better. Their games were going too fast in that first set.
Well, I think that was dictated more by Hanisch van Starrenburg.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Ball's long.
Looks like Cruz and Warner didn't like that call by Hanisch and von Starrenburg, but the umpire
Hanisch.
confirmed the call. There's no overrule. That's a great
Yeah,
setup
but
by von
Yeah, but
Starrenburg.
Game
Cruz and
Hanisch,
Warner have got
Van
to get
Starrenburg.
into the net.
But it's difficult to get into that.
Yeah, but
net.
Warner
It's-
was, she hesitated.
Second
That
set.
once that ball crossed the line, went down low, she's got to come in behind it because they're just not getting into the point
Right.
and then getting caught in
In
transition.
transition, back.
But I mean, Hanisch is just all over the net. She's on top of the net,
Yeah.
you know, knowing that Van Starrenburg's got her behind,
Right.
and they're looking to set up Van Starrenburg's big ground strokes.
Right. And kudos to von Starrenburg for hitting a low enough ball and a great ground stroke so that her partner doesn't get stuck. I mean, she's doing her job.
Okay, so Cruz and Warner. Cruz is serving. Change of tactic here. They were going to have Warner stay back. Now they've got her up to net,
Here's long.
and it's putting tremendous pressure
About
on the
15.
serve to get in
Right.
behind it to
Right.
make that first volley.
Right. There's so much going on in these points. There's even a little miscommunication from Cruz and Warner with each other. Not 100% sure what they want to do. See what I'm saying? There's great change of pace by Warner. You notice the lob sequence by Hanisch. One down the line, one cross court, one down the line, one cross court, trying to get Warner and Cruz
30.
out of position.
And there you see they got the short ball they were waiting for. They got an overhead on the service line and brought the ball down.
There's Hanisch's famous blitz.
About 40.
It's not fun to be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, I just think Cruz and Warner just need to give up the net and on that first volley, then try to get into net during the point.
Develop that point.
Fifteen, 40.
Up, down by Cruz. That's a fantastic play. I love that. It all happened very fast, but nice dipper by Hanisch. It pulled Cruz outside of the boundaries of the court. Sets up on Starrenburg's backhand. Wide open middle.
Hanisch van Starrenburg are on fire. I mean,
They are.
everything is working for them.
Yes. And I know that feeling when that happens sometimes. Sometimes you feel helpless, but I think Warner and Cruz are smart enough to get themselves back into this match.
Giving up the net, which is a smart play, because otherwise they'd be volleying up.
Right.
And you see Hanisch putting pressure on. Is she going to come in? Is she going to stay back?
Right.
I mean,
Right. She hit Hanisch hit a nice lob,
15
thinking
lob.
about going in. Decided it wasn't good enough. She didn't get stuck. She went back. Very thoughtful play. Giving Cruz and Warner nothing to work with. No targets. It's a really solid serve by von Starrenburg. See, Jerry, now what would you do when your partner's coming in blitzing? You've got Hanisch up here. Warner is driving the ball hard at the net person, and it's catching Cruz. She can't get back fast enough. Just don't know if driving that ball is the smartest play. Not at the net player.
okay,
15
Stulik
up.
and Estes are up in the second set against Gambino and Burka, 3-1, having won the first set 6-3. That's if they're going to come in, they've got to get that ball deeper, give them more time to get up to net, so they're not caught in a transition.
Right.
But they've got
right
to figure
here,
out how to
now.
get it past Hanisch. If they hit too much of a floater, Hanisch will be able
30,
to
15.
pick it off.
Right, and then that's where they're getting stuck in the transition.
It's a dilemma right now.
It is. What would you do?
Let's see, Flora Hanisch giving the signal, where to serve, where she's going to go.
Yes. I think if lead players can figure out how to do that signaling before, I think that's a huge asset to any team.
40, 15.
Couple of points here for Hanisch van Starrenburg to go up for a 3-love lead.
Great
Unbelievable
pick
volley
up
by
volley,
Liz
but
Cruz.
it didn't need to be that good. She should not be hitting well. Got Hanisch stuck there, but she hit a couple hard shots into Hanisch's corner, and Hanisch did not have a problem with it. She's back on offense. Oh,
Now
That's
3
unfortunate.
love.
Hanisch, van
Second set,
Starrenburg, they lead
Hanisch
3
van
games to
Starrenburg
love.
are in
Second
command.
set.
This
They
is
sure are.
the 45-minute mark. I just want to take a moment to thank another one of our sponsors. Uline is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. They ship over 2.5 million boxes every day, but they are so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means they're here when you need them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable customer experience. So, Lisa, it's still going the speed of a freight train here. Hanisch van Starrenburg, I don't see Cruz and Warner making an adjustment. They're just kind of reacting to everything that's happening at them.
Yes. I don't know. I'm a little speechless.
Well, it's a fantastic display of racket skills and athleticism from Hanisch van Starrenburg. And I think it is completely shaken up Cruz and Warner.
Right. Well, Cruz and Warner, as we said before, really do like to develop the points. They want to get into their groove, get into their rhythm, and they're Hanisch van Starrenburg are not allowing them to do that, and I think that's frustrating them. They're trying different formations, they're trying anything they can, and it's just not working.
And they're not used to playing with each other.
No.
Even though they're sisters. I mean, they don't have that solid partnership on court of having the match experience together to how to get out of this. How to slow it down.
Right. But they're even serving fast. Everything's going fast. It's wish they would just talk to each other a little bit. Slow Hanisch and van Starrenburg down a little bit. Anything to get them a little bit more together. It's a frustrated hit right there.
Yeah. And then you're bringing Hanisch back into the net, which is where she really wants to be.
Right, and Hanisch has not struggled with that shot all day.
Second set.
I don't think she's missed one. So it's frustration.
And I like what I see with Hanisch van Starrenburg. They're taking a moment, just make sure their game plan is set, even though they're dominating so far, 6-1 for love.
I feel like Cruz and Warner are just going through the motions. It's not a safe place to hit the ball.
Well, she's out of the service box, so you're exposed and hitting it into van Starrenburg's backhand. That ball is going to come down at your feet.
Right. And fast.
See these nice high deep lobs pulling Cruz and Warner out of the service box, so they're unable to really hit the overheads that they want. And that's the first real wild swing.
She's hit actually 2 of those, but you know what? I think she's feeling it, van Starrenburg, and let's go for this. Let's do this.
I mean, you just don't see Liz Cruz miss a backhand volley. That's just the pressure of what's being put on her.
Correct.
With the shot selection and the pace.
Right.
From Hanisch van Starrenburg.
See if they can try to get in. When there's so many things going on in the court, it's so hard to get back into your formation where you want to be. It's just like Cruz missing that first volley. She's in net, but she's not really set. She's not really sure where van Starrenburg and Hanisch are. So she's looking. She's not looking at the ball.
40-15.
Wow, Lisa, this is some display.
It really is.
It's hitting everything, moving, the transition, shot selection. I mean, you have to hit it hard enough to get it by Hanisch as she's coming up, but not so hard as what happened that it plays up high off the screen and then sets up van Starrenburg, who then catches you in transition as you're coming into net. Yet, if you slow the ball down, Hanisch is going to pick it off.
Right.
Van Starrenburg's going to come into net. So
Okay.
it's like
What do you do?
their best shot, I think, is they got to maybe try lobbing. And
Yeah.
see what that
See what it-
does.
right.
You know, pick some spots. I mean, hit a couple of lobs and move the ball around and see
Right. See if
what
you can get
happens
some
there.
openings.
They
And they're
definitely
great
have
lobbers.
to get to net.
Right.
They definitely have to get.
Just a discouraging
Love
volley
15.
by Liz Cruz. It's a great third panel screen by Hanisch. Really pulls your opponent out wide.
That was a nice little transition, sneaky volley by Liz Cruz.
Right.
And that's a ball that Hanisch would have driven a year ago. And she was out of position and chose to reset. Smart play. Okay. So Cruz and Warner, when they're at
15-0.
net, and they've got time to place their overheads.
They're
and
in
think.
command.
They
And
can't
yeah.
run.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
these points are going so fast for them that they can't even settle. They can't settle into where they want to be. You said getting some more overheads, working the point. They're playing into what Van Starrenburg and Hanisch want them to. And let's see if they can slow this down, Cruz and Warner. Not a lot of safe spots to hit though with
30,
Van
15.
Starrenburg and Hanisch,
Right.
especially
Right.
with lobs
There's-
like
They
that.
really need to be accurate with their overheads.
Exactly.
Okay, 30-15.
Okay. All right.
Crazier things have happened
There's
in
hope.
paddle.
Yes. There is
It's
hope.
never over, especially Liz
Oh,
Cruz.
correct.
Talk about in every point till the very end.
Yes, she's very mentally tough.
one of the toughest players out there.
Great. Okay.
40-15.
40-15.
All four players back. And there goes Hanisch on top of the net.
It's a great little shot. Get in fast. I don't know if I like that shot.
It's
So
just
Van
too much
Starrenburg,
speed. You know, they
exactly.
had control of the net.
Right. Now-
Don't hit the overhead that's going to let Van Starrenburg create offense.
Right.
Now they've give up the net. Now they're
Right.
caught in
40,
transition.
30.
Right. And again, I think there's a little frustration behind those big rollers. It is frustrating. You want to get a little energy out, but at this point, it's now or never. That's a really nice backhand by Van
40
Starrenburg.
up.
I mean, you can't take away anything in these. I haven't seen many mistakes from
No.
Hanisch and Van Starrenburg in this match.
All right, Deuce. 2 points away from the match.
It's a nice
Such a
shot.
great speed of drive from Van Starrenburg there.
Starrenburg.
She just hit a softer pace ball, and we're at match point. Hanisch and Van Starrenburg showing an execution of placement. They're hitting their shots with a purposefulness, waiting for the right short ball, and then putting the pressure on with their blitzing.
Right.
You can really see they've got a game plan. And she knows she should have let that one go through. Like, I'm not sure I can volley from my shoelaces up. All right, well, there's one match point serve saved.
Advantage Cruz.
And there's a point. Game point for Cruz and Warner.
It's the same. Oh, should have let that go, but they're back in business. You know, Hanisch plays some singles paddle, doesn't she?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm
both-
watching
both-
her. They both do.
Yeah, Hanisch and Van Starrenburg.
Right. So this isn't so out of their realm.
Actually, she is the current champion, singles champion. And
Did she
beat
beat
her
her
partner in the
partner,
finals?
right?
Yes.
Yes.
They are used to covering a lot of
Yeah,
court.
a lot of ground. It's not an easy thing to do. Way to let that go through. Get the scramble. That's a smart play. You get Warner stuck in her the ad side, the
Little
side that she doesn't
frustration.
like, and
Advantage.
it's a great
Van
spot.
Starrenburg.
Okay, we're back to match
we do
point
have-
again.
Sorry, we do have the 2017 national champions. You know, Philadelphia is their favorite place to play. So match
good
point
memories.
number 2.
Wow, it's great hands.
Oh, nice rip.
Yeah. Good try though. I like that. I like that placement of the hop.
Deuce.
I mean, Miriam Warner did a great job of getting those balls past
Advantage
Hanisch.
Cruz.
Like I said, she's really on top of the net.
Right. It's hard to follow where she's gonna be. You want to get around her so that you have a little time. Oh,
Smart
wow.
volley.
That's a great volley by
Right
Hanisch.
back behind
Deuce.
Warner, who was a couple of steps inside the baseline. So tempting to hit that volley cross court, but
Right.
that was a smart placement.
Match point now. Well,
All right, match point number 3.
yes.
Advantage Van Starrenburg.
Oh,
And there it is. Game, set, match.
Hanisch and
Hanisch, Van
Van
Starrenburg.
Starrenburg win 6-1, 6-love.
6-1, 6-love on just over an hour, I believe. And
Wow.
Lisa, that was quite the display.
yeah.
I mean, Hanisch Van Starrenburg did everything well. Their shot selection, their placement, their execution, their strategy, and they really came out and razzle-dazzled Cruz and Warner. I mean,
did.
seriously, they razzle-dazzled us.
Yeah.
We didn't really know that first set. It's
Yeah.
like, wow.
What's happening out here? But it was working. Like I said earlier, it's not easy for a team who really wants to settle in, and Hanisch and Van Starrenburg didn't allow them to settle in and really took them out of their comfort zone. And I think kudos to them, kudos to Hanisch and Van Starrenburg for sticking with their plan. They knew what they wanted to do. They did it from the first point, and they kept doing it and executed. Very few mistakes. I think I could count on my one hand how many mistakes that they made in that match. They were very solid, and I think Cruz and Warner just didn't know what to do.
And I'm sure they're a little disappointed right now, Cruz and Warner, but they had a wonderful tournament. I mean, they for playing together for the first time.
They did.
And, they came up against a red-hot team.
Yes.
And it looks like we're waiting for Mark Fischel. He's getting ready for the interview. Going to interview our champions. You can see the umpire, Tom Safford, coming down, so we'll throw it down to Mark for the interview.
Okay, welcome back. I have the winners of the first Grand Prix of the season, Floor Hanisch, Annika van Starrenburg. Guys, that was really impressive. Floor, tell us a little bit about the one-up, one-back strategy.
We started yesterday a little bit. The sun was bothering us, and that's when we started. And I feel like it really is good for our strengths. It works well. Annika is such a great driver off the deck and off the screens, and I like staying at the net, so I felt like it was good.
Annika, tell us a little bit about the mentality of being in the backcourt and with your partner at the net like that, because it's a completely different way of playing.
Yeah, we feel really comfortable with that. We've just started trying it, and we feel very much more in control of the points. And I like her at the net and me back, and we see how the point goes, but we're very much more in control.
Now, Flora, I know it's difficult to know which balls to reach for and which balls not to. You showed great judgment out there, which is unusual in your family.
Thank you. Yes, I think we were very clear. A couple of people told us, very smart people told us, that one of the dangerous things that from age you start reaching for a little bit. So to truly trust that your partner is there for you behind and just let it go. And that was one or two that I did a little reaching volleys, but we knew we had a plan and we stuck with the plan. We knew that was the wrong play. Okay, it's fine. Next time we'll do better, and that was great.
Okay, well, congratulations. You guys have really stamped yourselves as the team to beat, and we'll be back at 1:30 with a men's round of 16 match.